Greetings, students. It's Dr. Trent Walkner. I hope you're getting adjusted to your new life, the new normal. We'll see where this goes, but don't worry, life will get back to normal. And I think that through this, we'll look back, as with all tough times and times of trial, we found that there was positive things about it. One of the things I think it will help us and change the way we communicate. And one of the ways that I'd like to work on communicating while we're at this asynchronous time where we're not meeting in person is work on some videos. And so one of the things that I'm struggling with my new time here at home, as you probably are in your new surroundings, with lack of structure with classes and roommates and other things like that, working in an asynchronous world, is keeping on task and keeping focused on what you're trying to do. We're in a new house. We've got our dogs here. You've got all these things to keep you distracted. And how do we stay on task? One of the things that I've done over the years is use a technique called the Pomodoro Technique. And this is something that I started way back in college. It's been around for a long time. But if you want to know what a Pomodoro Technique is, what it comes from is this concept of Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. And in the 70s and 80s, these tomato timers popped up all over the world, I assume, all over the US. I know that. And they're just a simple split timer. And there's nothing new about people using timers to keep productive. And timers are a great way to set time to say, I'm going to work on this for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or so forth. What the Pomodoro Technique adds, one of the things it adds, is it allows you to focus on your distractions, because you start working on something for 20 minutes, you get distracted. And I always keep a piece of paper and a paper and a pencil next to me, and I always title it distractions. And the key is, when you start the timer, you allow yourself, when these distractions come up in your mind, and it's amazing all the things you figure out you need to do while you're working on something that you don't necessarily like doing, you write down those distractions. And you allow yourself to take a few seconds to write it down. It's funny, I find pads of paper that I've got distraction pages, and it takes me back to the times when I was working on things, but you see these pages written random all over the place. But again, when something pops up in your mind, you write down the distraction. And I think you'll find if you do several iterations of the Pomodoro Technique, the distractions get less and less. So what you do is you start your timer, and let me pull up, there's a lot of apps available to do this. Let me go into here on my home screen right here, the productivity. Under named it productivity. There are 3 apps here: Be Focused, Focus To Do, and Focus Keeper. They're all around this concept of being focused. So you can type in the apps for Focus or Pomodoro. I happen to like the one on the right, the Focus Keeper. It's a simple one. The other ones tend to be a little more sophisticated. You can track patterns and productivity, and it allows you to do in-app purchases and things like that. But the Focus Keeper tends to be something pretty simple. And you open it up, and what it starts with is a simple timer. You'll see on the bottom you've got a round. This is defaulting to 4 rounds, and your goal is out of 12. So I guess you can do 3 sessions for your goal. But from the basic technique of just using it for a simple period, is you would set it anywhere from 10 to 25 minutes. 25 minutes is probably about the max that we can focus on something that's intellectually challenging. So I usually set it about 20 minutes. If it's something that I really don't want to do, that I'm really putting off, I'll set it for maybe 10 minutes, because research has shown that just getting started on things really helps you. So if you just say, I'm only going to do it for 5 or 10 minutes, it gets you started, and you'll find it's easier to keep going. So you set it for 20 minutes, press the timer, and off you go. You work on your task. You have your distraction sheet next to you. You write down any distractions you have, and you continue to go. Now you'll notice you hear a ticking sound in the background. I think that's by design. Drives me nuts, but some people might like it because it reminds them that they are being timed and that they're trying to stay on focus. So it's a auditory reminder. So I'm going to just shut it off. I usually turn off my volume because it does tend to distract me right there. So you finish your 20 minutes. When you're done, it will come to a page. I'm just going to skip it right here. It comes to a break. And this is another key, is you give yourself a break. Don't push yourself. Don't say, well, I'm going to do another session right away, because then you'll burn yourself out. Make this a break. Have something planned that you truly would reward yourself with. Have a cookie. Go outside. Go pet your dog. Do something. Have this plan, something you look forward to. This break can be adjusted, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, but try to stick with it. Okay, and then when you're done, you would, the break ends, and then you would start your next Pomodoro timer. Okay, and then you can tweak this as you go along, but it helps just to start. One Pomodoro, you do it for 20 or 25 minutes, you do your distraction page, you take a break. And that would help you at least get this process started. So let me get back to this page right here. So I am using the camera on my phone, just the camera page to record the screen recording. So I'm sorry about all the lines that you're seeing across here. But I hope you enjoyed the tip of the day, and I hope that this can help and continue on as we brave into this new world of online learning, and we try to get past this coronavirus. Take care.